Hello everyone and welcome. I am Eustace Pharmer and I hope you're doing well today. I'd like to welcome you to episode 4 in my Gelvin Valley version 2 map Let's Play series. And in today's episode we're going to be finishing up field 16. Going to cut the grass down and bale it up for hay for our cattle. So I've been talking a lot about the Krone Big M-WIDE model. Well, I did a little experiment before I started recording, and I noticed that unfortunately when you extend the cutters you get double the width here. This area here at the extension point has no cutting blades, so what happens is you miss that whole area of grass when you cut. So if I have to turn around and go back with something else just to clean that up, that makes this counterproductive despite its extra width. It's going to take me twice the time to go back. So now this really doesn't break my heart too much because first of all, I don't like the textures on this at all. It looks like somebody went across it with a cigarette lighter and bubbled up the paint. And the labels, they all flash like cheap Christmas lights. So I'm not really a fan of this. I only got it because of the extra working width. I also don't like the motor in this one because it sounds like the traditional Krone harvester. I just never cared for that particular sound card. So I'm okay with saying goodbye to this. And I guess my lesson that I've learned here is accept no imitations, insist on the original. So this is a very stable version. It's the standard working width for the Krone Big M. So this is 13.2 meter working width with a it's 43.3 feet, 13.2 meters working width. Whereas this one extends to 86.6 feet. So if you, in comparison, this is still productive because the standard in-game Kuhn mower, the back butterfly mower, that is a 9.9 meter working width, which translates out to roughly about 32.4 feet. So we're still ahead of the game with this. I love the look of it. It still has that used, worn look to it, but it's not done over the top. You know, it still looks really good. And I love the motor sound in this particular one. So I'm going to sell this, and then because this thing is rather slow and clunky, I'm going to load it up on our flatbed truck and haul it up to the field. So that's my plan for today. Goodbye, sir. Excellent. Okay. So now we'll jump in our original recipe here. I don't know, I just like the sound of the motor. It sounds like a heavy piece of equipment, you know? It's just, I just love it. Some people find that whirring noise a bit annoying, but I don't mind it at all. I like it. Make sure we're on the right track here. Okay. This is not the standard in-game equipment trailer. This is a mod. It's a bit more wide than the standard one, and it's great to haul your harvester around and all that. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Now, this is one thing about this truck I'll tell you, since we're on the complaint list, I can do without, is the pom-pom dingle curtains. Other than that, I really like this truck a lot. It does have a few flashing labels on the outside or whatever, but I haven't had a problem with it, so I'm good with it. And I am going to be doing yet another mod showcase with this one as well. So let me go ahead and attach the load there. Button 4 to attach. Sometimes you have to mash it. There we go. And then button 5, I think. Oh, I guess it would. There it goes. Okay. Okay, so we are ready to hit the road. And get this up to the field and get to work. I got everything else up there. So, shortly after I was done recording the previous episode, towards the end of that video, how I placed the pole barn out in the field and everything, and I discovered that it was kind of encroaching on the fence, so forth and so on. So it did bug me quite a bit, so I did wind up moving it, and I added like a carport shed on the side of it. So, and I put a windmill in the back of it. So I've done a little bit of landscaping and decorating while you were gone. So this truck pretty much will pull anything you put on it. So that's why I like to use it. It probably looks a little out of place down here in Gelvin Valley, but I just can't help it. I did look through a lot of the mod sites to find a nice European truck, but the mods out there for the trucks, they're real. I mean, for all trucks, not just for the Scanias and everything else. For all the trucks, you got to really be picky, because they're not good. So I had a hard time finding one that was. I found one and it looked absolutely beautiful. It had perfect textures. It had a beautiful glossy paint job that wasn't over the top. And then I looked on the back, and one of the axles was missing a set of tires. And then the rest of the tires on the truck said Jeep. Put on our all-wheel drive here. So I was like, okay, so this has SUV Jeep tires on it, and one of the axles is missing its two tires. So I was like, okay, gone. So that was a pretty big disappointment. And I do have the truck that came with the Farming Simulator Gold Edition, the Tatra. But, you know, after a while, you get a little bored using the regular in-game stuff. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and pull in. Special delivery. So this truck is dyeable. You can make it any color you like. It's a Kenworth multicolor pack. There's a few different versions of this floating around out there, but I found this one to be the most stable. And it is in my mod list. If you click on my Google Docs, it is in there. But I'll put it also as a direct link in the description. I'll put that one, and I'll put a link for this Krone Big M-500 harvester, I guess you would call it. It's not really, well, it is a mower, but it's not. Okay. So let's jump out, get him off. Oh, I forgot to release the locking script on the load. That sure would help if we're going to unload, Eustace. The grand unfolding. Dun 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 dun. So, one thing with this is you can set it, as you see here, to make it up into a swath row. And you can also have it do the widespread. So, despite the fact that we're going to run over it with the tedder, I'm still going to do it in a row because I can get closer to the edge and the tedder won't fling it so far that I can't pick it up with the baler. And with this particular baler mod, it has the windrowing arms built in, so it will gather up that wide swath even after the tedder goes over it. All right, looking good. That cuts out a nice little area. Now see, that's nice. I can get up this close. Because if I did a widespread, then I couldn't get this close, because when I go to dry it with the tedder, it would fling it all over the place, over the fence and everything else, and then it's going to sit there forever. It doesn't disappear in this game, so it will be nice in the next version if this stuff can kind of blow away in the wind after time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make a few circles around the circumference of the field to kind of make a headland, and then I'll join back with you when I start to go lengthwise up and down. That way you don't have to sit there through the whole thing. So I'll see you in just a bit. Alrighty, so we're getting down to the last, looks like our last two passes here. Went pretty quick. This machine's a lot of fun to operate. Had a beautiful view of the nice misty blue mountains on a gorgeous foggy day. And there we go. So the mowing grass cutting portion of the job is done. So I'll just go ahead and I'll get the tedder and the baler set up, and I'll be right back at you. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and get the Follow Me mod going here. So that's right control and the letter F, and he's gonna belly right up there. So I did get started a little bit and I took a break. So yeah. Anyway, so as you can see, because of the large windrake attachment on this bale mod, even though I'm messing up the grass rows that I made with the Krone mower, it's still going to pick it up, and it makes it easier than having it spread all over the field. There we go. And we'll make sure the pickup is down, which it's not. Okay, now we're ready to go. I'll zoom out a little for you so you can see what's going on. So we already did this here, so this might make a little bit of a mess for him. Let's see. No, he's getting it up. Absolutely awesome. I just love it when you can do two steps in one. I could probably actually have a third tractor following behind picking up the bales. I haven't tried that yet with the Follow Me mod. I'm not sure if it will do the auto loading when it's in Follow Me, but that's a pretty curious thing. I'll have to do that next time. Let's do a little Alt-H here. Get the HUDs off the screen. I like to have my FPS stay up, though. I'm one of those FPS watchers. Usually that's your first sign of trouble, or you know your game might crash when you start seeing spikes, or you see it dip into the red a little bit. But, you know, so far I have to say I haven't had any trouble on this map. So went through a couple of bad drivers with NVIDIA. They had a little bit of a mini nightmare on their hands there for a little bit, and finally they ironed that out, and now they've come out with another driver. But I wanted to record my episodes first here before I downloaded it and installed it, because I do clean install, so I have to reprogram all my graphics settings again. So it's worth it, though. But I always bite my lip every time I see another update. Alright, he's doing excellent. So this particular tedder that I'm using, you see it swaying back and forth. This is a mod, and it's supposed to be heavier. It has a script to make it heavier, and so to kind of stop the tedder from bouncing. But in its efforts not to be bouncing around all over the place, it does the hula. So it's it'll be a great addition if we ever get a Hawaiian map. Okay, so I guess what I will do is I will go ahead and cut out and do a good portion of this off cam again, and then I'll come back and we'll gather up some bales, and I'll take one load down to the yard with you, just so you can see. and then we'll call it an episode. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so after going around the field like a couple of times, taking care of the headlands, and I went up and down like 1 or 2 rows, and I got over 100 bales. I think it was like 107 to be exact. So I decided to stop there, and I went ahead and brought up the forage wagon, our nice Fendt forage wagon, and I'm going to use that in the next episode. I figured we'll go ahead and get some sheep going, and then use this to get them some grass. So that'll be a small part of our next episode. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away, and then we'll get the bale trailer and gather up some bales. All right, there we go. Unhook our PTO and get that off. I have to get in the habit of putting my parking brake on when I get out. Make it a little more realistic. I did have this mod installed briefly that causes the vehicle to roll when you don't put on your parking brake, but it really didn't work that well. I mean, it would creep just a tiny bit on even the steepest incline, but it really wasn't impressive enough for me to keep it, you know, in my folder. It was, you know, not too. It was a pretty large file size for such a simple mod. So, yeah. Okay. So this time we are going to do auto collect, but in the future, if you guys would like to see it, we can do part of an episode or an entire episode if you really want it, of doing the bales manually, loading them with the telehandler and so forth and so on. Okay, so let's see. So button 5 for our extra help menu. So let's see, toggle loading type. So our loading type, automatic. Toggle product type is X. Square bales, we want hay. You can see it changing at the very bottom there as I'm hitting X. Hay square bales. There we go. Automatic is chosen. And press B to start. Excellent. Alright. And we've got our first customer on there. I just love this bale trailer. This is the Bullet Bill Marshall bale trailer mod. It has quite a pickup radius too. Probably not. Oh, it did get that one. I wasn't too confident about that. It goes out there pretty far. Let's see if it'll get that one over there. No. Okay, so put on our lights, and we'll head back to the farm. Drop these off. I have yet to sort out a storage place, so we'll have a quick look-see at that too. Such a beautiful view up here. It really is a really nice field to work in. I mean, look at all that. I didn't even scratch the surface. I basically went around the horizontal rows, took those up, and then I went up and down, I think, once down and once up on this side over there, and I got a whole bunch of bales. And of course it looks a mess because they got knocked around by the by the baler. And let me stop looking around because I'm going to drive into a ditch. So one thing I did find out with this particular bale trailer is it doesn't work very well in multiplayer. If you're having a helper with you, you know, one of your friends or something, if they're using the bale trailer, they will be able to see the bales being collected, but you will not. And you won't be able to see them again until they're dropped off. So that's a shame because I really like this trailer. But at this particular time I don't do very much multiplayer. So obviously I'm going to keep the trailer, but I would have liked to have used it in multiplayer as well. But there is another trailer that I'm going to give a try. It's by AW. So I have some of their other trailers, but they're manual load. So I'm going to try their automatic baling trailer. I don't like the in-game bale trailer that comes with the game. I don't like the end of it. The stabilizer brackets, you know, when you lift up the back to drop off your bales and those brackets come out, well, those always get held up on something. So and I think I just passed, because I'm talking, yeah, I just passed the farm. I think I did. Yep, I missed my turn. So we're going to go up here and pull a Yui and watch me get stuck in traffic. Yep, here it comes. Let's see if we can get out quick without taking down the signs. All right. We made it. The AI cars in Farming Simulator are ruthless. Okay. So where to stack our bales? Okay, so I decided to put a second one of the smaller placeable hauls here. And we'll see how that works out. Still looks like there's enough room because you come in through there and you leave through there. So I figure I'll put the hay on one side and the straw on the other, and then, you know, leave a space down the middle. Maybe I'm getting lag because of my lights. I know it's also because of the bales, but I really hope it's not this bale trailer. This is only the second time that I've used this trailer, so now I gotta change my drop-off point to the back. The little red box that you see there, that lets you know where you're gonna drop the bales off. Okay, unload products. Okay, so it's M to toggle the unloading side. So there it goes in the back. There it is on the left side. And that's off. Okay, so I'm going to pull up just a skosh. Make sure that they're good and under cover. Okay, and then all that's left to do is hit O to unload the product. There we go. Nice and neat. That is far superior to anything that I can do with my bale stacking skills. I might even attempt to back this out in cab, just for a little fun. And I think it was my headlights that was causing my little lag stutter. I keep forgetting, you know, when you put those headlights on, it really does tax the game a bit. I didn't see an FPS drop, but I did see some stuttering. All right, there we go. So I think we're going to call this an episode. I hope you enjoyed riding along with me and going through this from start to finish. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode, and I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Have a great day, evening, or morning, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.